Yeah. For the dogs, them,
What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Tropical Kool-Aid TV, man. And let me tell y'all, it has been a very long time since I've spoken to y'all. Last time I've spoken to y'all was like 8 or 9 months ago. It might be a year, but it's getting close to a year. We're in May now, so yeah, it's been about 8 or 9 months. Because I know the last time I spoke to y'all was like back in like September or around my birthday. And that's probably the last time I spoke to y'all. But as you guys can see, this story time is really long. It's about 15 to 16 minutes long. Now, there might be a part two, considering the fact that there is a lot that has happened between 8 and 9 months ago. There are a lot has changed, and there's a lot that has happened. So whatever I don't get in this video, I will get in a part two. But I'm gonna let y'all know real quick, we're back on the channel, man. New stuff, new video games, everything's happening on the channel today, man. So I got a good new job, getting paid at least about $600-700 a week. So I can afford my YouTube equipment. I will change one of the rooms that I have into a like some kind of like game room where I, have my PC set up and have my YouTube videos going and stuff like that. Have like a little room. I'm gonna get a green screen, so there's a lot that's gonna be changing here pretty soon. But I'll be explaining that to y'all in this video today. Now, there was a video that was supposed to be posted on my channel before I posted this one, but something got messed up. I couldn't find the video. Actually, you know what? I have the video, but it's a lot of explaining it in it, and it wouldn't make sense if I were to post this one and then post that one after that. So it wouldn't make any sense. So I just went ahead and combined both stories and made it into one huge chunk of a story. So without further ado, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna be here for a while, man. Let's do this. So last time I spoke to y'all, I was living at my friend's named Omar house, and I was living at their house. Him and his brother, they're brothers. I've been best friends with them for going on maybe like 10 to 11 years around. So we have a pretty good friendship. I was living with them. I was working for Waste Management at the time, and 3 months later, lost my job. Couldn't get a job, and they ended up kicking me out. So I called my mom. My mom says, "Hey, look, come back. You can come back over here. It's fine. Just find yourself a job. Maintain your bills." So with a week of staying with her, found a job at Taco Bell, making like $10 an hour at Taco Bell, and started living over there with her. I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't really handle it too much because you know how moms, especially black moms, they want to tell you how to control your life and every aspect of it, and I just wasn't free to do all of that. So what happened was, I had a friend named Megan, who we were friends, but we're not friends anymore. But I had a friend named Megan. We talked. We've been having conversation about me moving in with her and her boyfriend, and trying to get me out of the house, help me save money, buy a car, stuff like that. So we were having a conversation on the side, along with me still living with my mom. So one day, she's like, "Hey, if you still want to come over here, you can. We got plenty of room for you." So I told my mom, and she's like, "Well, after this, there's no coming back here." You know how black moms be. They tell you can't come back to the house, and they letting you last back in anyway. So whatever she was saying was completely irrelevant to me, because at the end of the day, my mom is a forgiving person, and she forgives everyone anyway. So I moved in with her. Now the only issue was that my job was down the street from my mom's house, and they live like 30 minutes away. Like it's like a straight line 30 minutes away down the road. And the issue was that I wasn't using the cars, but they was taking me back and forth to work. Because I worked night shift, I didn't get off till like 2 in the morning. So they went ahead and, figured out the way, like, she would take me to work. And since her boyfriend got off at like 10 or 11, he'd be awake. And then he'd come pick me up at night and then drive me back. So it became an issue for her. She kept telling her friends that it became an issue and that, you know, I don't understand about cars or whatever. Like, let me let y'all understand something real quick, man. I know a lot about cars. I know those fucking cars that run on water. I know cars that run on juice. And I know goddamn well cars that run on Kool-Aid. They run on gas, okay? Without gas in the car won't crank, the car won't go anywhere, okay? So, she must not understand that I know a lot about cars. And she was saying that I was putting miles on her car and stuff like that, which, you know, it's understandable. You know, you drive your car to work 30, 40 minutes down the road to work every day anyway. So what's the point of, you know, what's the problem of you telling me, hey, you're putting miles on my car, you know, can you, like, figure out something? So I totally had forgot that Taco Bell does do transfers. So what I did was there was a Taco Bell that was in walking distance from the apartment. So what I did was I went to the Taco Bell that's down the street from her house, and I talked to the GM there, and I said, hey, my name's Q. I work at this Taco Bell at this location. I was wondering, can I transfer to this Taco Bell at this location so that it'll be easier for me to walk or drive over here? So she's like, hey, you know, it's cool. You know, I'm Claudia. We'll go ahead and get this straight for you. Just call your GM and have your GM call me and we'll work something out. So the next time I went to work, I went ahead, asked my GM, gonna do a transfer. She said it was totally fine, but I have to talk to Mario, which is one of the higher ups that's over her. She's like the district manager. So I talked to him. We sat down, had a conversation. He goes, man, you know, I totally understand. You know, you live very far from where your job is. He's like, I want to make sure that you get to, you know, your job safely and, you know, you get your job closely. So he's like, you know, it's cool. You know, I love to have you on the team. He's like, you're still part of the team. So he's like, but, you know, I just wanted to make sure that you're closer to where you are. So we shook hands, you know, hugged. I don't know why we hugged. It's still coronavirus out here, but we hugged, shook hands. Still don't know why we shook hands because it's still coronavirus out here. And we went our separate ways. So I ended up getting a transfer down the street to where Megan's house was. And there's that. Well, a couple of problems occurred. Every time she had a problem with me or a situation with me, she would never tell me, but she would always go and tell her friends about me. And we all know how that goes. You know, once one friend hears one side of the story, they're just going to listen to that one side of the story. And then they're going to turn their back and be like, okay, well now, you know, he's doing this and that. So basically, she was basically telling her friends that I wasn't doing anything, that I wasn't paying any bills, that I wasn't help cleaning up, which my parents raised me to always pay where you lay. That's the saying, that's the motto that's always been said in my family. Always pay where you lay at. And that's exactly what I did. I helped pay rent. I helped pay lights. I helped pay a lot of stuff, groceries. I even cleaned your house for you. You know, when you came home from work, your house is clean. So I don't see what was the issue or the problem at all because, you know, I did everything I was supposed to do. But, you know, women, you know, they want to make sure that, you know, all their friends listen to them. You know, they don't, you know, none of her friends never asked me on my side of the story at all. They just went on based off what she said. So there came confusion. So she had this one friend. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want nobody attacking her or anything like that. You know, it's over and done with. But you know, I'm following YouTube guidelines. You know, I can't really say anybody's name that's out there, but I can only say people's names that's only in, you know, the story. So we're gonna call her Kay. So Kay was one of Megan's friends from, you know, way back in high school, and Kay lived about 10 minutes down the road in another apartment complex. Well, Megan tells Kay everything that's been going on, and Kay comes around the corner and knocks on the door and sits and tells me everything that's been going on, saying that, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm looking at her like, I don't think you quite understand. You trying to tell a grown-ass man that is fully capable of doing whatever the hell he wants. You know, I got a job, man, I got a car, but I got a job, and there's shit you can't tell me what to do. You know, maybe you need to control you and your boyfriend over there. Maybe you can control your boyfriend, but you can't control this one over here. You can't control the legendary Tropical, okay? Nobody can control me, all right? So that's one of the one things I wanted to let her know really quick, that you're not going to talk to me like I'm a fucking idiot. And you're not going to try to control me or try to get me to do things that I don't want to do. So, after we had the conversation, you know, I told her, I said, well, it's funny how she told you about the situation, but she couldn't tell me, you know? And it's sad that her boyfriend had to actually take me outside to the balcony and explain to me why she feels that way, and excuse me, and what she wants to do. Right? So he was telling me that she wants her apartment back. She just wants to be her and Anthony, and he told me that it was just gonna be temporary. Like I said, it was gonna be temporary anyway, because once I found a good enough job or found a car, I could be going places on my own anyway. So after he told me everything that he told me, the second issue I had was that when they got home from work, they wanted their dogs to be walked. Now, not too much on A. A is the boyfriend. We're gonna just say A. So A wasn't too much worried about it. He's like, man, look, bro, like, just walk the dogs like once, and then when I get home, or when she gets home, just go ahead and let her walk her. Well, basically, she wanted me to walk both of her dogs twice before she got home, so that way when she got home, ain't one shit she could do. She could just lay there in bed, pass out, go to sleep, and then by the time her boyfriend is already awake, he goes to work at 4 o'clock, or has to be there before 5 o'clock. He takes the dogs, take them out, right? So from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, the dogs don't get walked out. Because at the end of the day, I walked the dogs before you got here, and now you want one of us to take them out. Like, no, that's not happening. So we take you to the conclusion that I was not allowed to take the dogs out anymore, which was totally fine with me. I like the dogs. The dogs are cool, but, I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So the last and final straw was when one day I was sitting in the living room playing Xbox. Her boyfriend was studying for his barber test. And, he's like, hey, do you mind if you go take the dog out, the dogs out for a second, before she gets there. So I started cool. So I ended up taking the dogs out. And I had forgot something inside. And Anthony was, helping me study. And I completely forgot that her dog was outside. Now, I brought both dogs inside. I don't know what happened, but somehow one of the dogs got outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to lie or anything like that, because I'm pretty sure people are saying that I'm lying, but I had forgot something inside, and I was going to go right back outside and get it, go get the dog, but I completely forgot. And she came home, found her dog outside, had a huge ass fit, and, her friend Kay was with her as usual, and basically tried to tell me that, they're being too nice to you, that you need to go ahead and leave, they want their apartment back. Now, A couldn't say anything, because at the end of the day, she wants him to agree with her, which in most of the shit that she did, he didn't agree with her at all. He just didn't want to say anything at all. They both were living with each other. They moved pretty fast. So they didn't want to go back to the predicament that they was previously in, which is their parents' house. So they had to work it out somehow. So after that, got kicked out. Went and lived in a hotel. I did weekly rates. So going to work every day, doing the hotel thing, stuff like that. For about maybe like 4 or 5 days, I didn't have any money to pay for the another week in the hotel. And what happened was I ended up staying at my brother's house for about 4 or 5 days until I got my next check. And I don't know why or somehow, but I was sitting in the hotel one night, and I was just chilling, and my phone chimed, and it said that I had recently just ordered DoorDash. That's what I did. I recently ordered DoorDash, and it said, minus $223 and some cents, and it said remaining balance $657. So I got very confused because, I've never been paid that much from my job. So I went, checked my bank account. It was a stimulus check. Stimulus check came in. Your boy was out of there. You know what I'm saying? We was chilling. We was buying stuff. So I went ahead, paid another week at a hotel. And then 3 days later, it was that Friday that that stimulus check hit. Monday, the other stimulus check hit, which is the $1,400. So I was like, yo, I'm balling out here. I'm chilling. So my first instinct was to go get a car, because, you know, me driving, taking the bus back and forth to work every day was very annoying. I had to take about like 3 buses just to get to work when I was living at my brother's house. When I was living alone in a hotel, I had to take at least like a bus and a half, and it got very annoying. So I knew with most car dealerships, you have to have at least $500 down, and you have to make at least a certain amount of money a month.